And now it's time for Guerilla Roundup. They'll let you know what happened overnight when things transpire you whilst you sleep. Right there in the loop you keep.
Hello and welcome to the Guerilla Roundup for day 3 of the third Ashes Test from Adelaide. I'm very pleased to be joined today by Arnav once again. Welcome, Arnav. Maybe you can give us a brief summary of today before we get into some discussion around it.
Yep. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for the introduction. So, yeah, Ben Stokes and Joe Archer came out to bat today at 2-1-3 for 8, and England was still trailing by more than 150 runs at that point. And the pair did well to dig in and survive the first half an hour or so before Ben Stokes unfortunately lost his wicket after the partnership had crossed just over 100 runs. Josh Tongue came out to bat at 11, added a few more runs along with Archer, and England were bowled out for 286. But things weren't easy for Australia at the start as well, as Jake Weatherall lost his wicket under unfortunate circumstances, with the umpire giving him LBW on field and the reviews showing the ball pitching outside leg. It was a bit of a strange call for Travis Head to not ask him to review it, but well, that's cricket. That's how it happens. Labuschagne came in, played a couple of shots, but lost his wicket as well to a lovely delivery by Tongue. But then Usman Khawaja and Travis Head steadied the ship for Australia, heading into coming out after lunch, and played well for the first hour before Khawaja lost his wicket to a regulation delivery by Will Jacks. I don't think there was anything special about the delivery. It's just that he went to play an awkward shot and just found the top edge, and Jamie Smith did well to take it behind the wickets. It was a sharp catch. And they say wickets come in pairs. A couple overs later, you see Georgetown coming back into the attack, bowling a foolish length to Cameron Green, who went for a drive outside off, and Harry Brook took a really good catch in front of him. But after the fall of the fourth wicket for Australia, it's just been the Alex Carey and Travis Head show, as the two left-handed batters have really dug in. And I think they've taken the game well beyond England's reach now with a 356-run lead and 6 wickets still in hand. And they probably bat one more session tomorrow, and that will be the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Australia have really set this game up for a comfortable win for them.
Yes, 356 lead with just the 4 wickets down is a nice place for them to be in. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to the beginning. So when England started again, there were another 12 overs to go to the new ball. And
Yeah.
Australia opened with Lyon and Boland. Were you surprised to see that?
I don't think so, because when the ball's is more than 60 overs old, you want Nathan Lyon to see. I think Pat Cummins is the right thing, putting Nathan Lyon up front, because he wanted to see if the ball's doing anything so he could make an early decision on whether they want to take the new ball immediately. So it seemed like he didn't get much purchase with the old ball, so it made Cummins' decision easier in terms of planning for the new ball, who would open with the new ball. And you saw that Boland opened because Stark and Cummins were planning to open with the new ball, which is why Boland bowled the first spell. So it worked out well for Australia, and it was the first time we're seeing Australia bowl with a second new ball in this series.
Yes.
England batted up till the 80th over for the first time this series. So yeah, it's a good day for them.
Well,
in
yeah,
that sense.
it's interesting to look at the scorecard and see Australia's run rate at just over 4 for the first innings, and England's at 3.27. That's a reversal of what we'd normally expect to see. So they managed to get through the 12 overs to the new ball in just 45 minutes or so, which just shows how quickly you can get there if you want to.
Yeah.
And then we had Stark and Cummins with the new ball, but it was interesting that it still took them another 7 overs before they could take a wicket with the new ball. So that partnership between Archer and Stokes was just huge when you look at it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think when
Sorry,
when
4
England
overs
lost
with the new ball. I beg your pardon. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So when England lost the eighth wicket last night, it was 168 for 8. So at that point, it definitely looked like a follow-on was definitely on the cards for England. But then Ben Stokes did a really good job of reading the situation and just blocking each delivery, leaving it. There were a lot of discussions about his strike rate and why he was playing so slow, but I think he read the situation like extremely well, and that was the captain's innings. And a bit unfortunate that he didn't get the century, but I think it would have been very well deserved if he got there.
Yes, indeed. And he was certainly much more attacking this morning and scoring at a much better rate. Uh, he and
Yep.
Archer almost contributed equally to their partnership of 106, which is not bad for the ninth wicket. Um, Archer made 91 before he was eventually out to Boland, but um, and that was just a regulation catch to the slip, Labuschagne. But
Yep.
it just showed that it just wasn't that hard a pitch to bat on, wasn't it?
One good thing that this pitch has shown is that the bounce has remained consistent, and it's given a bit of turn here and there, but the bounce is, if not better, it's remained consistent throughout the 3 days that we've seen so far, as Grain Swan mentioned on comms as well. And yeah, Australian bowlers, as you know, they've been really accurate. They've not messed their lines up at all. They've worked in pairs. They've put the pressure completely on the English batters, and they got the rewards that they deserve.
Indeed. Well, that deficit of what was it, 85 was considerably less than England may have feared. So there was some hope that if they
Yeah.
could make inroads into the Australian innings, they might actually end up with a chaseable total. And it started off looking like that. We had Archer opening the bowling, but I mean, he basically looked knackered, didn't he?
Yeah, you could see from I think he bowled two no balls in the first over of the second innings and
Yeah,
went for 8 runs. And well, as you said, 85 seemed less, but after an over, it was 93 runs. And a couple of overs later, it crossed 100, and that's the story. That's been the story of the second and third session is that England failed to um, tighten the screws, I would say, on the Australian innings in the sense that Ben Stokes was passive with his field setting. He allowed the easy strike rotation between the Australian batters, which sort of allowed them to settle down early and um didn't really rush their decisions.
yeah,
They could judge the situation, and as you can see, they've lost just 4 wickets for 271.
yeah.
It's virtually 356 for four, which is a fantastic score. And I think they're going to aim for probably 450 before they either declare or, yeah, well,
Well, I think one
450
one
seems like,
consolation for England is that Braden Cast bowled a lot better today. A better
yeah.
line, a much better economy. He went for 48 runs from 15 overs. He
Hmm.
just took the one wicket, but he deserved the wicket, even though it was technically not out if Weatherald had actually called for a review. Have to feel a little sorry for Jake Weatherald, uh, given that
Absolutely.
after he's sort of still very much on the verge. I think Australia will keep persisting with him because they really need to blood new openers. But he
Hmm.
looked well. He looked pretty shaky in the first innings, and in the second innings, obviously, we didn't get much chance to see him. But Marnus Labuschagne uh, just didn't look very good, did he?
Oh, not really. I think he did a good job in terms of trying to get in by blocking the ball, maybe leaving it. But then once he hit his first boundary, I think he thought he probably got like a feeling of confidence with that, and then tried to go after anything that was not on the stumps, and it cost him.
Yeah, yeah. So he was caught by Brook from tongue. Uh,
Yep.
and when that happened, the score was 53 for two. So it sort of gave England some hope, I suppose. Kawaja actually looked quite good initially, I thought. And
Yep.
he and Head put on 86, I think, for the third wicket. But by the time Kawaja was out, there was a strange vibe about the play for me. We had Jack's bowling. There was a sense of lack of intensity, but there was also a sense of slight lack of concentration on the part of both Head and Khawaja. I thought Head might be out actually, but they were just playing loose shots, it seemed to me by then. And the ball
Yeah,
that got,
that's true.
yeah, the ball that got Khawaja was actually rubbish. Hence my background. Shit gets wickets. It was a long hop outside the off stump, and
Yeah,
he didn't need to play the shot that he did to it. He'll be kicking himself for that, because the question mark is, has he done enough to push, say, Inglis out of the side for the next test? So it's going to be interesting to see that. Uh,
it really is.
yeah,
Yeah, I think Kawaja should keep his place because having a left-hander is handy.
yes,
But also the fact that he scored at a much higher rate than he's ever scored, I think, because he
yeah,
was he was at a runner ball to the start of his innings, and then he blocked a few balls in the middle and then got out. So I think he's come in to the number 4 position and played really well, despite being an opener by nature.
yeah. Cameron Green's another question though. He looked very shaky, and he was out for 7, playing at a ball he didn't need to play at, outside the off stump, went straight to slip. Good catch taken by Brook, but uh, it's exactly the sort of shot that we would have castigated an English batter for playing, and
Yep.
he's not looked good at the crease in this series. His bowling in the first innings was actually very good, but do you hang on to someone like that? Do you tell them to go back and get back into form, or do you just persist with someone like that?
I don't see what other option there is because the fact that he bowls and he bowls so well, that's a really big plus.
Yeah,
And as we said in the first innings, he was one of the main components that put the pressure back on the England batters. With his line and length, it was absolutely perfect. He got
yeah,
1 wicket as well, and overall, really good job. But with the bat, I think with so many others performing, you could probably excuse that. But it's not. It doesn't warrant him being out with the team so soon. I think he will play. He might
yeah,
be rested for one more test match, but I think he'll be in the squad
yeah.
in general. Yeah.
Now, Alex Carey just continued on where he left off in the first innings, didn't he? He just looked very comfortable, never under any threat. He's
Yep.
a really handy bat to have at number 7 or 6 or 7 for Australia.
Hmm.
It makes life a lot easier for them. But let's go to Travis Head. Uh, just yeah, what was your view of Head's innings?
I think he read the situation fantastically, and you saw in the end of the first test match how he wanted to finish things off in a hurry and got 100 with more than a run a ball. But today seemed to understand the fact that if his wicket is lost, then Australia are probably in a bit of spot of bother with no set batsman out there. So when he saw Weatherall, Labuschagne, and Khawaja get out, he just sort of let Carey take strike, get settled on strike, and yeah, rotated strike well. And only once both of them seemed set, they started playing their shots. And to be honest, he scored 142 with only 14, 15 boundaries overall, which is quite less for Travis Head. That
Yes,
just shows you that he chose to score with more ones and twos and threes rather than boundaries.
indeed. He did hit a couple of sixes. One of them, I think he was quite lucky, to be honest. He was lured into a hook shot over long leg, and it only
Yep.
carried the boundary by a couple of meters. I don't think he hit it as well as he intended. And it was an obvious trap that had been set for him, which he almost fell to.
Yep. Yeah.
But the other thing was that he was stuck on 99 for quite a long time.
And he played
Uh,
11 balls on 99.
yeah.
So, yes.
And there
And
was some
also
drama
almost
there,
got out.
wasn't there? Tell us about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Almost got out. So, I think it was the 10th ball that he was facing on 99, and Harry broke that um, backward point. He almost flashed the ball straight into his hands, but I think the shot was really powerful. It just hit the back of Brooks' hand and flew out of his hand. So, really tough catch to take. I would say it's a 50-50, but
Yeah.
considering what we've seen in the past with people not taking the opportunities to dismiss Head and what he's done afterwards, I think that's the reaction what England gave is that they realized that if we don't take his wicket at 99, he may add probably 60, 70 more runs. And he's already done time. He's already sort of done that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, these two have already put on 122 at about 5 and over. And
Yeah,
to be honest, other than the sort of slight glitch when he was on 99, they haven't looked under any threat whatsoever. The England bowling attack has looked uh, pretty toothless,
yeah,
non-threatening. The England fielders have put in some effort, but they're obviously pretty crushed at the moment, so it must be really hard for them keeping up any energy in the field.
yeah.
Uh, and there was a sort of sense of inevitability as it dragged on uh, during the afternoon. But uh, that's Travis Head's. Is it his fourth consecutive century in Adelaide Test matches? I think it is, isn't it?
Fourth at Adelaide and 11th in Tests. That was an
Yeah,
incredible, yeah, incredible thing to get four consecutive hundreds at any venue.
yeah. Um, one notable thing, of course, is that Stokes didn't bowl at all. I think he's
Yep,
absolutely stuffed. I mean, he bowled how many overs in the first innings? 19 overs in the first innings. Then he batted for all but 45, no, an hour and a half or something of England's innings. Uh,
yep,
his body, when he got out of bed this morning, I imagine would have said, "Go back to bloody bed. I do not wish to stand today." He would be
100%.
completely crocked. I noticed also towards the end he was limping a little bit. So
Yep,
yeah, the sticky tape may be wearing off. Get this feeling.
yeah. And
And
he
for
also went off towards the end, so
oh, that's right.
question marks.
He banged his head when fielding a ball at short cover, didn't he? Um,
Yep,
but yeah, for Stokes not to bowl himself uh, was a clear indication that he just wasn't feeling able to do it with sufficient energy. So
yep.
it was a fairly unimpressive attack. Archer was basically cooked and not very impressive when he bowled. He only bowled 10 overs all up for 15 runs. But the other thing is this that uh, Joe Root bowled 8 overs for 32. That was okay, non-threatening. Will Jacks bowled 19 overs for 107. He took one wicket with a shit ball. I just
Yep.
find it extraordinary that England have found themselves at this stage in a series without a recognised spinner in their attack at all. The combination of processes over the period leading up to this just make me feel aghast at the
It
fact that
doesn't
they
make
do not
sense.
have a spinner in their team. It's just wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Sure, Bashir would be watching at home saying, I probably deserved a run out there, looking at the amount of the ball is turning. Um,
Yeah,
although he's not very accurate or very economical, it would still be a good run in. If Jax is getting wickets of these kind of balls, Bashir surely should have been in with a shout.
yeah, and it was interesting. I was thinking about when Australia last went to India. They took three spinners with them, I think. Ashton Agar was one of them. And while they were warming up for the second test, I think, uh, Ashton Agar was sent home and it was explained that he had the yips. He just couldn't do it. So they sent for a replacement spinner. It would seem to me, while that's not great for his self-esteem or anything, it's a very sensible decision to take. Say, okay, we do need another spinner. There are spinners in England they could have had on the Lions tour, but they didn't. Um,
Mhm.
and it just seems madness to me to allow yourself to be in a situation where this can occur because to win in Australia without a spinner is going to be virtually impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So yeah, having well, they should have had, as you said, they should have planned to have multiple spinners as their options for the last 2 years because the hype about this series has been so much, and it just seems unfathomable that someone did not think about having enough spinners to take to Australia.
yeah, and I mean, when you look at the squad, the squad members who aren't playing, there's Jacob Bethel, and then there's four bowlers: Bashir, Potts,
Yeah,
Fisher, and Atkinson. They haven't got another batter available either.
yeah,
The whole thing just strikes me as really, really poor planning. despite all the hype that they had about having everything they needed. Anyway, it's not really for me to call, but I've no doubt that when there is the post-mortem, which there inevitably will be, the whole question around spinners will be a part of it. Well, I should certainly hope so, because I love to see a good spinner in operation, and watching Lyon bowl has been a pleasure. So leader 356, 2 days to go, possibly a little bit of rain on day 5. Where do you see this going from here?
I think Australia come out to bat probably until lunch, maybe declare the stroke of lunch and come out to bowl. And I think they have a good chance of finishing it off in the session after lunch and the session after tea.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's what Pat Cummins and co will look to do.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although, as Forthy said earlier today, he said in the old days we would have said, well, the way this wicket's playing, there's every chance this match is going to end in a draw. But somehow one doesn't feel that England is up for defending to a draw. It's such an all or nothing approach. I mean, Stokes might be able to hang in there. I don't and Root maybe, but I don't have confidence in any of the others having the technical capabilities to be able to block it out, especially if the pitch does start turning a bit more for Lyon.
Yep, absolutely. And Archer as well. He played that innings because England had their backs completely against the wall, and without his and Stokes' contribution, this would have probably been an innings win for Australia. But well, they did their best to turn the match around as much as they could, and here we are.
Yep, indeed. So from what happened today, what's your cricketing highlight of the day? Could just be one moment.
I would have to go with the drop catch for Travis Head at 99, because it was I think if Brooke held on to that, it could have led to a potential collapse for Australia. Not a collapse as such, but they could have lost the remaining wickets way quicker than they now will, because he scored like 40 runs since then and probably will score a few more tomorrow morning. Before he gets out or they declare. So I think that was the biggest moment of the day for me.
Well, I've got a drop by Brooke, but it's rather different. I mean, whether you call it a drop or not, I don't know. But there was a ball bowled to, I think it was Head, which he cut hard, really hard, and it went straight through slip. But it just so happened that Harry Brooke was fielding at slip, but instead of going to catch the ball, he ducked. And the ball went straight through where he'd been standing. It was very funny to watch. I can't imagine the bowler would have been too happy about that, but I thought that's what a slip's there for. But it was just a weird situation, but I find it very amusing, to be honest. And
funny things happen in the slip cordon.
Yeah. Do you have a nomination for the Guerilla of the day? Any goings on in the studio that you can share with us?
I think Hector, because I don't remember him sitting idle in the studio today. I think he was on like 4 or 5 stints, and that was pretty incredible.
Well,
I think he did a few ball-by-ball stints as well, so that was nice.
Yeah, my award goes to Jason for managing to sleep through his stints. Well, I was happy to fill in for him, but I think it's important the Guerillas get their sleep. Well, thank you very much, Arnav. I've enjoyed this today. Thank you to our listeners. If you want to support us, please go to patreon.com/Guerilla. Guerilla Cricket, and look at the options in terms of supporting us there. We'll be back with you tomorrow for day 4's roundup. But until then, goodbye and thank you. And thank you, Arnav.
Yep. Thank you, Jez. Bye-bye.
There's the bear in there, and Hendo as well. There are jingles they play, and swear words to yell. Come along and join